Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to say I'm here with Kyra Simone. She's a singer, she's a poet, and she does so many other things which she's going to tell us all about later on. First of all, we're going to be chatting about some Caribbean food. Kyra, I would love you to say hello to all the people.
Hello, everyone. My lovely English accent. As you can hear, I'm in the UK, so in London to be specific. And I'm so happy to be on your show talking about my favorite thing in life, food. Absolutely.
Can I ask you, what is your favorite Caribbean dish?
There's not one. You can't answer that question. One favorite Caribbean dish? Like, no way. My favorite few Caribbean dishes is macaroni and cheese. Come on, and it has to be done right. You need to bake it and you need to make your sauce from scratch. Roti. Come on now. I love roti. Red pea soup.
Oh, right.
Come on
I used
now.
to get that a lot in England, yeah.
I love red pea soup because that's just like the perfect combination as well of foods. You know, you could have a bit of your stewed kidney beans. You could have your mac and cheese pie. Some people call it pie. And then you can also have, you know, your roti, whatever filling you want in it, but it has to be proper. I think Trinidadians do it the best.
So at first you started off with mac cheese.
Yes.
But that is just really like part of a dish. So what would you have that with?
Stewed peas, man. I'd have that with like stewed red beans, you know, with your carrots and we will call it dumplings, but in Jamaica they call it spinners. Yeah, and you just have that as a side dish. You know, people don't recognize, but a lot of these Caribbean dishes, they're like vegan or vegetarian, you know, and I could easily just have some mac and cheese and some stewed peas and I'm done, maybe with a bit of coleslaw, a bit of fried plantain, and that's me. I'm full, I'm satisfied, and so many delicious flavors. Like Caribbean food, man, it's the one for me because it's an amalgamation, isn't it, of India and Africa and various places, but predominantly those two places coming together. You see, I love my food.
So, and when I was small, like I used to be fascinated at how different, like the Caribbean macaroni cheese was from the English macaroni cheese.
Or the American.
So different. You know, one's like a soup.
Yeah, because like I would be like, yeah, I want some macaroni cheese, and you could go to parts of America and they'll bring out this Slurpee stuff, and I'm like, what is that? What is that? That is not macaroni cheese. Or I remember the first time I went into the fish and chip shops and I looked up and it had fish cakes. I was like, what? Fish cakes? Can I have a fish cake, please? And then this thing came out and I'm like, that's not fish cakes. Because in St. Lucia we call it fish cakes. In maybe other islands, they'll call it saltfish fritters, right? So I'm expecting saltfish fritters, as in fish cakes. That's what we call it in St. Lucia, and it was something that was with potatoes, and I was just like, this is not what I asked for. So yeah, different names in different places can represent different types of foods.
Okay. And where would you go to get your mac cheese, call it the English version, macaroni pie from?
Yeah, well, see, we call it mac and cheese in St. Lucia, you know what I mean? So we don't even call it a pie, really. Well, growing up, we didn't, you know? So, you know, we just say we want some macaroni cheese. But my favorite food has to be roti. Like, if I'm really going to just, you know, and there is a particular place, and I have to stop myself from ordering every couple of days because their roti is so good. I've had their chickpea ones. I think that's a dal puri one. I've had their curry goat one, and I've also had their chicken one as well. And the potato salad that goes along with it. Oh my God! But yeah, I get it from a place called Pineapple Caribbean Takeaway. I can see that you can go in and sit down and stuff, but with COVID and things, and being a mum too, I don't really go out as much. So I was ordering food in. Their food, their food is beautiful. It's so beautiful. And what I love about this particular takeaway is that, you know, I order chicken soup as well. And you know, sometimes when you order from places, there might not be hardly any food in there, no yam, no dumpling, no. It's pretty much empty and just watery. Not these people. They pack their roti full of food. They pack their soups full of food, and it tastes so beautiful. It's like it's been made with love, and that's what I look for. Food that's been made with love and care, and you know, they know what they're doing in there. And I order from them all the time. They must laugh every time they see my order coming, because I'm literally there nearly every few days, and then I have to take a break because I'm ordering too much food.
Are you one of those people who can eat and eat and eat what you want and still look the same? You don't put an ounce of weight on?
Well, I tell you what, when I eat and eat and eat, it goes onto my derriere. That's where it goes. Yeah. So I start to become shapely, but I don't go overweight. You know. So yeah, I eat and I eat and I eat and I eat, and I can fill out in the best places. Yeah.
Yeah, and that must be so. Do you describe yourself as a healthy eater as well?
Yes, I would say I like a cookie. I do like cookies, but I'm very mindful of the type of food that I eat, and I can taste when something is off. You know, so if you've put some ingredients in there that are not healthy or not good for the body, I can taste it, and I can taste when someone's not made food with love as well. And that is a thing. I truly believe that's a thing, because the food can sometimes come out bitter, or it can make your belly feel funny, you know.
Yeah, food is
They
such
make good, yeah, they put good energy, and I'm a person about preparation of food as well. So you know, you can tell when someone hasn't prepared the meat, the food. They've done all of that. They cleaned everything up, you know.
So where exactly is Pineapple Express?
Okay, so it's in Southeast London. I've actually got the address here. It's in SC6, so that's like Catford.
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
Well,
and then
where would be the nearest tube station to it?
Catford.
Catford, yeah?
Yeah, Catford or Catford Bridge, because Catford and Catford Bridge are literally like this. They're the same place.
All right. Um,
You can
I'm
order on
think...
Just Eat as well. You can order on Just Eat, which is where I get it from, and you can just call up as well.
Yeah, that's the world's changing that way now, because before COVID, people wasn't really just going out and buy their food, but now these new dialer food places sprung up everywhere, and it must be so handy. And especially like you're saying, people who don't want to avoid crowds, you know, it can just dial up instead.
Yeah, and I'm that person. I like to eat in the comfort of my own home. I'm an introvert, so even though I'm an artist, I like my own space. You know, so eating at home, and I don't have to cook it. You know, it's really nice, because it's a preparation that takes place when you're cooking Caribbean food. You can't just fling down Caribbean food. Even the plantain has to be cut a certain way. It has to be a certain level of ripeness for me. You know, and you have to watch it. You have to be mindful of it. You know, you can't just, you know, just cook something quick. There's a whole set of preparation that goes behind Caribbean food. You know, sometimes you don't always have the time to do that. So it's really good being, you know, having these kind of good Caribbean places that you can go to, because some are not so good. And I've had experience, but I won't say who they are, but you know what I'm talking about, you know.
Do you like doubles?
Do I like who?
Doubles.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, fine. Okay, so it would be like a tiny roti with a chickpea sauce, and it would have another sort of tiny roti on top of it, and they eat it together like a sandwich. Okay, it's more of a Trinidadian thing.
Yeah, I got family in Trinidad, but yeah, I'm British, so yeah, I will have to look out for that double. I will look out for it.
And the
Yeah.
thing is, what's nice about it is it's actually vegan as well, So
Yeah, yeah.
that's why
So many vegan and plant-based delicious recipes that, if anybody wanted to do that with Caribbean food, they can do it. Half the people are just, if they just took out the meat portion of their meal,
yeah.
it would be vegetarian or vegan.
And it's fine because like I used to
Yes.
order plantain, stew peas, and rice and some veg or something. Oh, that's
Some
delicious.
steamed veg. It is. And it's filling and it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
But we are in a land of carnivores over here in Trinidad and Tobago. If you see someone's plate, it's like 60, 70, 80% meat. We really do love our meat over here.
You know
Yeah.
what? You got the sun though as well, haven't you? So you can burn a lot of the stuff away, and get the nutrients out. When we're eating Caribbean food over here in the UK, a lot of the food can be starchy and a lot of meat, and we're not burning anything. There's no sun. We have everything that we need to do stuff. We don't need to go anywhere. We don't venture too many places. So I guess you can be mindful of it. But there's another place that I would love to recommend as well, and it's called Absolutely Delicious, and the food is so delicious, and they're Jamaican. I know them actually because they go to the school. Their daughter goes to the same school as my daughter, and she cooks a mean curry goat and rice. Oh my goodness. Like when I eat this food, I feel like I'm happy again because it's so beautiful. And she cooks it from her kitchen in her house with her mother. Yeah, they do catering parties. They do frozen meals. So they have a flash freezing thing where they can make the meal for you, flash freeze it, and you can store it. They'll do pre-seasoned food that you can just freeze or just take and just cook it up yourself, so it's been seasoned and prepared and cleaned, and then they do just your normal ordering services and breakfast too. And they've got their own website as well, and they're also on Deliveroo.
But you say they do it from home.
They do it from home.
Okay.
She's looking for a kitchen now to expand, because what she does as well, which is amazing, they actually prepare food for people in the borough where parents are not able to give enough food for their children. They have a time where they all prepare and cook food and bring it for these parents and these people, which is just like, man, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then they will, do their food as well. And some places will take it in because it's so delicious. Well, that's what they're called, right? They will take their food and sell it in their place, in their store, as a white label. She's doing amazing.
So the public can it's a walk-in place as well?
No, I've seen it. You can just order it. But what people can do is actually pick it up, and she'll just walk outside her house and hand it to you. Yeah, she's looking at a kitchen now. It's getting busy. Yeah, she's looking at moving to a kitchen but when she does catering, what she'll do, she'll hire out a kitchen. So if she's doing a particular type of event or something like that, she'll hire out a place and incorporate that, and then use the place to, be whether it be near the event, so that your food is fresh. It is always fresh, always fresh.
So you're in England, but
Yeah.
what's your heritage? Where would your parents be from?
Yeah, so my dad's from St. Lucia and my mother is from Grenada.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you know what the national dishes of those two islands might be?
You know what? I don't. But I don't. That's really naughty. Do you know? Because I know what my grandmother used to cook all the time, but...
I think Grenada might be oil down.
Right, okay.
Does that sound like it could be?
Yeah.
But I'll be guessing. So, St. Lucia, you know what? I've got no idea. I haven't had anyone from the show. I've got a St. Lucian friend, but
No.
they're not the sort of person to come on camera and things. But can I
Really?
ask?
Yes, they don't like to come on camera. They don't. And that's why I'm a bit of an introvert. But when you're an artist, you got no choice but to come on the camera, you know?
And can I
So
say, I'm so glad you did, showing your radiance of beauty to the world. It really is fantastic. You look
thank
lovely.
you. You're so kind. Thank you so much. We're going to look it up.
But
Said
can I ask you then, in the
Lucia dish.
meantime, what do you think is the national dish of England?
Fish and chips. Come on now. Bangers and mash. Toad in the hole. Imagine. I know this.
And you know, like that might sound like a bland meal, but if you go to the right places, you can get some incredibly, really good tasting fish and
Yeah, of
chips.
course you can. Yeah. I'm, if you go to, I guess, if you go to a place where it's like Caribbean, the batter will probably be seasoned, right? So it then turns it into something different, and you have some mushy peas. You might put a bit of pepper in there, a bit of Scotch bonnet sauce in there.
Because I hear that our Chinese food is
Yeah.
totally different to the Chinese food that you would get in London.
Oh,
Totally
I
different.
can
It's so much
imagine.
flavor-wise, anyway.
Yeah, I do remember when I was little, I went to St. Lucia and I went to get KFC, and I think it was spicy. I was like, oh my goodness. It would probably be like the
Yeah, even the
mornings over here
KFC is
now.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, different. I like that. I love that. I'm here for spice. I'm here for heat. I don't like it when it's so hot that you can't taste the food, but I love flavors. Absolutely love flavors. I'm a person that likes to, taste the food itself as well. So there's sometimes I would add too much stuff to it, and there'll be times where I put a lot of fresh ingredients into things. So yeah, love food.
So let's get to know a little bit more about you. What's your favourite film?
The Matrix.
Okay. Sci-fi
Yeah.
film. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And I also like there's a what's it called? Oh, there's a film. Oh,
Well, that's what I was going to ask you next, actually. What's your favourite film?
yeah. Well, so yeah, there's The Matrix.
Oh,
There's
sorry,
also Rush Hour. I love Rush Hour,
right.
the first one, and Constantine. Oh my god, I could watch that over and over and over again. I love Constantine.
Yeah, I've watched that a few times as well. So, what's your favourite book?
I think my favorite book is. There's a book that speaks about the principalities of life, and I think there's 5 principles in it, and I can't remember what it's called, but I absolutely love that book. And it's about honoring your word, it's about being present, it's about expectations of self. I love that book. There's also another book called The Sexual Serpent, and I love that book. It's about sexual energy and spirituality, and how the indigenous people of a particular country, so the Indians, I think it was, and the Mexicans, would use sexual energy power force, and they give you kind of tools and how to do it. So I guess the books that I read are non-fiction books. They're my favorite books, the ones that give you knowledge and that empower you. I absolutely love those books.
And your favorite food show?
Food show?
Food show.
Yeah, my favorite food is Roti.
No, food show, food program.
Oh, food program. I don't watch TV, but you know what? I was actually on a food show when I was maybe about 10 years ago, and I was, and I was with my cousin actually, and it was a surprise for her because she was very much a chef and she was studying that, and it was with the Ainsley Harriet. Yeah, it was that program. So yeah, we were cooking up a storm, and it was very much an Indian dish. So if I'm going to say my favorite show, it would be that one. I can't remember what it's called now, but yeah, it would be that one.
I think it had his name in it or something, yeah.
Huh?
Okay. I think it had his name in it, or one of his shows had his name in it.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was so good to be. He's such a cool person. It was so good to work
Full of energy
alongside him. Yeah.
So, favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Okay, ginger beer.
I do love a good ginger beer.
Ginger beer, yeah, it has to be, and it has to be spicy. You know, I love
You like the homemade ones?
Homemade ginger beer, yeah, yeah. I love that. And there's another drink that I like. It's called Three Spirits, and it's made with all these different herbs and spices and molasses and mushrooms, the legal kind. And that when you drink it, because it's full of so much goodness, your body says thank you, and it puts you into a state of niceness. So it's the alternative to not drinking alcohol, but you still get that nice feeling when you drink it. It is so bizarre. And there's no headache, there's no dizziness, there's no puking. You just feel good. Your body releases endorphins. So yeah, I would definitely recommend Three Spirit as well.
Yeah, yesterday I did juice a few passion fruits, and every time I do that, I get such a kick, such an energy rush. I only get a little tiny bit, but it's
food. It's powerful. Yeah, what you drink, it can give you energy or it can make you tired.
So what's your favorite alcoholic drink?
I don't drink alcohol.
Good for you.
Yeah. So after I had my daughter, I was breastfeeding. So I stopped drinking, and I was like, I can do this. I don't actually need alcohol. Like, I never needed it before because I wasn't a drinker before. So maybe that helped with the whole, but I'm like, I'm not going to drink alcohol anymore. And I've got that drink as well, the Three Spirit. It's so beautiful. Like, it gives you that niceness. And I also, I can do this. This is legal. I make this kind of tea as well. It's hemp tea, right? It's the legal kind. So I steep it and I boil it. Relaxation to the max, I'm telling you. So yeah, I can tell you what I used to like. I used to like JD and Coke, no ice.
Lovely. Okay. And your favorite
Fruits, mangoes. That has to be my favorite fruit in the world. It just sits up above everything else. I love fruit, just period. But mangoes has to be my absolute favorite fruit.
And favorite vegetable?
I'm not a fan of vegetables, It's really bad, isn't it? Oh my goodness. Because some people would think cucumbers are vegetables, but no, darling, they're fruits. Tomatoes are also fruits. My favorite, gosh, I don't like vegetables. I don't. Can I say sweet corn?
Yeah, you can say that.
I don't even know. That is probably not even a vegetable. But I can tell you that I have learned to eat broccoli. And if I eat with the way that I eat it, I literally blanch it. So I'll either eat it raw or I'll throw it into boiling hot water. And the minute it turns bright green, I take it out. So if that's 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 20 seconds, and then it's very crunchy, it's very hard. I don't like soggy stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So, pepper.
Yes.
None, slight, medium, or pepper?
You see, I like to think it's pepper, and then I tasted Nigerian dishes or Indian dishes. I'm like, Lord, this is way too hot for me. Like I'm sweating. But I like a kick. I think that's the right terminology for me. I like there to be a kick in certain foods. I don't want to pepper up my sweet corn. You know what I mean? But I do buy the Encona Scotch bonnet pepper sauce, and I like to sprinkle that all over my food. So I guess I do like a bit of heat.
That's a name I haven't heard before. We don't seem to get it over here.
Oh.
Lovely. Okay, so would you say, are you a messy eater? If you're eating something like a roti, are you a messy eater?
I got a knife and fork, baby. I got a knife and fork, yeah. And everything has a place. And if it mixes, because I brought it together. It's not because it's just, on the plate kind of thing. There's this method to my chaos. So there'll be food in particular places, but what I will do is bring them together to decide what bits I want to eat with what, so if it naturally, like, you got macaroni cheese or you got rice and peas or something like that, I'm gonna put gravy on top of it. Gravy's not gonna have its own spot. Sorry about that. That somebody just knocked on my window. Gravy's not going to have its own spot, but I'm going to have food in various places, and then I'll bring them together. So I am very much, I would like to say, a very clean eater.
Okay. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No way. Let's not do that. Let's not do that, people. Okay, please, no. Oh my God, that's just awful.
When you're having your pale out, do you like it dry or sappy?
My pale out?
Yeah, pale out.
What's that?
Pale out, that's like another word might be cook up. That's like rice with peas and meat.
Oh.
No, you never had pale out, no?
No.
Oh, okay. Right. That's very interesting. That's something else you should try next time you're down the Caribbean place.
I will do. I haven't been to the Caribbean for a long time. I will say that. I've only been there once, to be quite honest. So, yeah.
All right. So if you won the lotto tomorrow and you could pick one Caribbean island to go to, which island would you pick?
St. Lucia. Have to, absolutely. I'm very, very connected to my St. Lucian side through my grandmother. I grew up with my grandmother. I was raised pretty much by my grandmother. Mummy was there still, but I was raised by my grandmother, and that's my father's mother. And then I went to live with my dad. So I'm very in tune with St. Lucia, and plus I've been there once already, and I know my family back home in St. Lucia as well. So yeah, it has to be St. Lucia.
That with groceries nowadays, they tend to be everything's going through the roof. Where would you recommend people to go and get some cheap bargains for groceries in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, I'm not one for cheap. Okay, I'm one for quality.
Right.
So even if it's going to be cost effective, I'm definitely about getting the quality product. So I would never recommend going to those butchers that you can see around, like in South London, East London, those places, where they don't prepare their meat and the meat is off or whatever it is. I'm still very much, go get your meat from your superstores or the markets, not because it's cheaper in those particular butchers. But I've seen the way that they'll drop the food. You see them wipe their face and then not clean their hands, so yeah, I wouldn't trust that at all.
The same thing probably goes on behind the scenes in the supermarket. You just see the packaged product.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, but the difference is just that
you don't see it.
you don't necessarily see, but you can see that the quality is slightly different as well in some of these places. But there's I would go to look out for home businesses. So there's a particular guy in Catford and Caribbean as well, and he sells hard food, bitters, all the kind of stuff, but he also does pre-seasoned meat as well for a good price. And he cleans up the meat with lemon and vinegar and all them things there. And then he will season it and then he will seal it. So I would say if you like those type of foods, look out for those type of places. And even if you have to pay a little bit extra, it's better you go vegetarian or vegan 5 days of the week and eat these type of foods 3 days of the week than going for the cheap stuff. So you can have meat every single day. That's really, it's not being prepared well or not being prepared with love, So yeah, I say look out for those places. Me personally, I do like a little Sainsbury's, and I'm starting to fall in love with Tesco's a little bit now as well, because in my area, we don't have many places like Ocado and stuff like that, Marks and Spencer's. When you're in certain areas, they're not there. So you got to go with what's in the area. So I would definitely say go around. I'm not an Iceland person, okay? So I would go to places like Tesco, Sainsbury's, and the local Caribbean places to get my food because I know that the food has been prepared well. My partner likes to go to Aldi.
Okay, yeah. You
Yeah, to
remind me
get
of so many different shops from back in the
yeah,
day.
he likes to go to Aldi, but the prices have gone up so much that it's becoming just as expensive as a Tesco or a Sainsbury's. I think Sainsbury's is a bit more expensive. Tesco is good, but go with your club card because you get even more discount in Tesco's.
So when it comes to pets, like
Yes.
dogs or cats, are
Mm-hmm.
you licky face or no licky face?
No, we're not doing that. Okay? I love animals, but you are not licking my face. Don't do that. Don't put your nose on my face. Don't lick my face. Don't lick my
Oh,
hands. Don't lick my feet.
oh, not even
Okay?
your hands.
No, you can come and sit on my lap. That's it. You can put your paw here, maybe, and I love animals, but we're not doing that, okay? It's not that kind of party.
Okay. All right. Well, this is now the part of the show where we talk about what you do, Kyra. And
Okay.
can I say, I was on YouTube. I listened to two of your tracks. I
Mm-hmm.
must admit, both of them reminded me of like when I was in England. I used to have a friend who was in a group called Aztec, and he used to make similar sounding music to you, and it was so nice and relaxing. Really
Uh,
was, But please tell the people what you do.
yeah, so I guess I started off with singing. Yeah, it has to be singing. My father is very much a singer. He loves his roots rock, reggae music. He didn't do professionally, but he told me he would do it to woo the women. My mom also loves rock. I remember her being on stage. I remember sitting on stage as a child, and she would sing lovers rock, reggae music as well. So that's a UK thing, right? The lovers rock scene, and she was part of a live band as well. So I very much got into singing and music. My grandmother, very musical. I think from the Caribbean, we're very musical people. We love our music. So country and western, lovers rock, soca, zouk. And I used to sing in choirs. I used to sing on stage with my mum as well. So that's where it started with the singing. And then, I became an accountant, and all I could think about was singing. All I could think about was performing. All I could think about was expressing myself through these kind of avenues. So I stopped accountancy, and I studied music and drama. And then I went for an audition, and then that was quite a famous audition. It was called Fame Academy, and I got all the way down to the final 20. And so I got to spend a lot of the time with the cast and the crew and all that kind of stuff. And then I went to work with Mercury Records, and then after that I just did my own thing. And then I started to get more involved in writing poetry, and then I started to do meditations and affirmations and things like that. So that's very recent. So yeah, that's me, and I'm very, I guess, spiritual. That is my day-to-day norm. In the Caribbean, we accept certain insights and things like that as part of being who we are, and I incorporate that sometimes into my music and into the meditations and into the affirmations.
So the meditation side of things,
Mm-hmm.
uh, can you explain what that involves?
It's guided meditations. So, some people will go, like, you go on YouTube and you'll go, an unguided meditation, and all you hear is music or silence, right? And then you hear gongs, okay, to notify that you're still in, to bring you back to yourself. So with meditation, it's about tapping into your subconscious, and it's about reframing the way that you think. It's about relaxing the brain as well, giving it a break. It does get a kind of a break when you're sleeping, but this is about consciously being able to still your mind. So I'm a person about empowering people. I want people to feel good about themselves. I want people to have relief from life. So meditation can come in the form of guided meditations, a book, art, drawing, recording, performing. So meditation can come in all different kinds of forms. So I focus on affirmations, and I focus on empowering poetry, and it's about listening to that poetry when you're about to fall asleep, or when you wake up, or if you are someone who meditates, when you can be still and really just put the headphones in and take yourself to a lower state, in regards to your consciousness, and then you can absorb all of that stuff in, and so you're reframing the essence of who you are really, because all of that stuff happens when you're quite young. So you might start reacting to things and you don't know why, but it's because your subconscious is pushing through and you're reacting instead of perceiving and then making a choice about something, or you feel that's a valid choice. So when you meditate, you're going into that state to reframe, to reprogram, but you're also, if you're meditating with silence, you're giving your mind some stillness, you're giving your heart some stillness, because you lower your heart rate, you lower everything, and it's about training your body to do it innately as well. So if you do it enough times, you'll do it innately as well, so that you become, I guess, a more healthier, balanced person in your mind. It's good for your mental health. That was a lot, sorry. Yeah, that's basically what it's about.
So you do classes that covers this?
I don't do classes. I've started. That's something that I am looking forward to doing. And
Because you know what, I have never meditated. Having this conversation now, I'm thinking the closest I've probably come to meditating is like during prayer.
yeah, that's a form of meditation as well.
Right.
When you're really focused on what you're doing, you can meditate on things that can be quite helpful, but you can also meditate on things that are not helpful. So it's all about focus. So people think meditation is about type thing, but meditation is really about what you focus on, and is that thing that you focus on for your betterment, does it help improve your mind, your body, your soul, or does it destroy your mind, your body, your soul? I think that's what it's about. So meditation in itself is just quite plateau, but it's what you meditate on and the forms and the kinds of things that you use to meditate with.
Yeah, I think you should consider those classes, because like you glow, so people will listen to you, they will follow you. So yeah.
This is something that's definitely I have definitely considered, and I feel that it will be. But as an introvert, there's a little resistance. But I feel that I would like to do classes. I see it in my mind's eye. I see myself holding types of meditations where people can heal and release and be empowered, and I can share energy with people in spaces, whether it be online, whether it be in an actual space as well. I would love to do that, definitely.
Because the world is getting so angry nowadays and
Right.
so fast paced that it's probably, people really do need like a different, like a sort of stress reliever, and this might be ideal.
Yeah, if you're open to it. And I feel like the guided meditations are really good because you have something to focus on. It can be challenging to meditate on something anyway, but when you enjoy something, you meditate on it. It stays in your mind. So if you want to do something like this, I think if you're starting, guided meditations are the ones, because then you can focus on the voice, and doing it just as you fall asleep. So when you're just about to settle in, you put your headphones on and you listen to a guided meditation. That's probably the best time. Or just when you wake up, if you've got time, as you've woken up, headphones in and listen to a guided meditation, because you're in a deep meditative state anyway, because that's what sleep is. It's a deep meditative state. You just not lucid.
How did you get into poetry?
So I was touring, and normally what I would do is write songs to, I guess, express myself, express my artistry. And I was just like, I couldn't do it because I was doing so many shows. So I said, let me start writing. And I was like, this is like poetry. And I was like, what? I'm going to write a book. And I wrote a book. And then I published it, and I was like, okay, so I'm going to keep doing this because this is really cool. So now I'm starting to record my poetry and put some kind of background music with it. So I would never call myself a spoken poet or spoken word, or even though I do speak on my tracks and things like that, but it's just another expression of my artistry, I guess. And it falls under the bracket of what most people can relate to as poetry. So yeah. I've got a book out there, or two actually.
So those people who want to get in touch with you on social media, how do they do that?
Kyra Simone, Kyrasimone. And if you put singer, I'm going to come up. I'm always under the handle of Ms. Black Mona Lisa, the majority of the time. So that's MS.
Love that name.
Black Mona Lisa. I got that name because I took that name because a friend of mine sung a song called Black Mona Lisa, and it's about a black lady saying that I am proud of who I am and the person that I am as a black woman. And so most people think it's a vanity thing, but when you listen to the lyrics of this particular song, it is so powerful and it is so uplifting. And I was like, I like that. Ms. Black Mona Lisa. So yeah, that's what I went for.
Okay. So is it at Black Mona Lisa on, say, Instagram?
Yeah, exactly. So you'll see my name, Kyra Simone, but it's at Miss Black Mona Lisa. Twitter,
Right.
Miss Black Mona Lisa. TikTok, Miss Black Mona Lisa. Facebook, Miss Black Mona Lisa. I've also got a podcast too, actually.
Okay. Yeah, this is your time to shout out.
Yeah, I've got a podcast and it's distributed to Apple, Spotify, all these other different platforms. And it's called Meditate with Poetry. And you'll see my name, Kyra Simone. And it's just really about me recording my poetry so that you can hear it, and as opposed to reading it. And I'll also, on that podcast, I'm going to do my out of body experiences. I'm going to speak about various spiritual matters and my music, and I also will be doing very short, small guided meditations around positive affirmations.
Excellent, excellent. Have you got any sponsors or supporters or friends that you want to say hi to, give a shout out to?
Shout out to Donny, UK soul legend, who's constantly been bringing me in, because this is the way the music industry works. You've got to be brought in. He's amazing. He had a #1 hit called Unbreakable, and he has been so supportive of me when it comes to music. I want to give a shout out to Carl McIntosh from Loose Ends. Okay, I've also been singing with him as well. Amazing guy. He kind of really helped me to really touch my inner self, because I'm kind of guarded and my inner self is very sensual and it's life force. So most people mistake it for sexuality in a way that's promiscuous, but it's sensual in the way of life giving. And he helped me to connect with that, just to connect with myself. Omar as well. He's so encouraging. He's just amazing. He's such a gentleman. He's so sweet. And yeah, I'll be meeting up with him, and Juna Giscombe as well. I'll be meeting up with him. He also has shown me the most amount of love as well, and I've done like backing vocals for him as well. And you know, I'd like to give a shout out to my dad. He's always been supportive. My mum, could be like I'm giving a speech now, and also my partner, who's super talented. His name is Sid Mercutio, and he makes the most amazing music. And we've got a song out together called Desire, and it's just been released recently as well. So check that out. It's on all streaming platforms, and I used a particular platform to do that with, my TikTok platform. So yeah, those are the people that I would love to give a shout out to. My son, my daughter, I absolutely love them. They're my heart, they're my joy, they're my focus in this life. And I think that's it. And my granny as well, in heaven.
And what are you looking forward to eating later?
I want to have roti. I want to have a roti. All this talk of food, I want a curry goat roti and potato salad. I feel so hungry now. I think that's what I'm going to go for tonight.
Yeah, we've been chatting about food. Luckily, I had a nice little what did I have? I had pumpkin and Bodhi baked before the show this morning. So yeah,
lovely.
Nice.
You call them bakes too, yay!
Kyra, I want to thank you for bringing the rays of English sunshine over here. It was really so great having you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a lovely experience.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to checking out those food places you suggested. Absolutely delicious, and Pineapple Express, yeah?
That's right, Pineapple Caribbean Express, I think it was, yeah. Right. Check them out, please, and support them, because they are local businesses. Like, so if you guys come across them, please support them, because, you know, it's so good to support our local businesses that are cooking authentic Caribbean food in the way that we expect it to be cooked and prepared.
Do you know, but off chance, do you know if there's any Grenadian or St. Lucian shops
I
in the
haven't
UK?
come across any in my area. I've tried out quite a few of them, and I haven't come across any.
Yeah.
I've come across Trinidad. Oh my gosh, she I don't know even if she's still open, but she did the most amazing. She would cook everything herself. One woman cooking everything. Trinidad, Jamaican, and the other lady is Jamaican as well. So yeah, I guess we don't have really the St. Lucian Grenadian thing going on that I know of, you know. But the food that they cook is superb anyway. It's just Caribbean food, and I love it. I'm here for it.
Bless you, Kyra. Thank you so much.
You're
Blessings for this.
so welcome.